It's not every day it's a ferry that takes you to the end of the road, but this is the Carretera Austral, where even endings have a flair for the dramatic. In this episode, the legendary Carretera Austral trades its mostly smooth pavement for something more adventurous. First, it's the final stretch down to the end of the road at Via O'Higgins, before a rewind to Cochrane and the end of my Chilean escapade. Day 74 and Puerto Tranquilo is doing its best to live up to its name. But the hostel, well, let's just say it was more tranquil than sanitary. But friendly staff just couldn't make up for plywood walls thin enough to hear your neighbour think, and bathroom water with the exact colour of regret. You win some, you lose some. Back on gravel, I'm waved off by the last of the morning flowers and headed for Cochrane, the last real outpost before the road disappears into wilderness. It's gravel all the way, but it should still be a relatively easy day. As I roll up to the Puente General Carrera, one of the region's showpiece bridges, it seems like a good time for a photo op. General appears to have been a popular chap, having scored naming rights to the region's largest lake, as well as an impressive bridge. The bridge also marks the start of the Tres Lagos region, although judging by the map, someone's clearly rounding down. Still, when you've got more lakes than people, I guess you can call it whatever you like. Off the plateau, the terrain changes abruptly, as if Patagonia speaks to another chapter, and I find myself winding through the dramatic canyons of the Rio Baker, one of the largest rivers in the region. Cochrane announces its imminent presence with the arrival of some virgin pavement. It's only a few kilometres, but after hours of corrugations and dust, it feels like driving on silk, and it definitely puts a smile on my face. There isn't much in the way of civilization between here and Via O'Higgins, so I'll be stopping here for the night ahead of my assault on the final stretch of the Carretera Austral tomorrow. Day 75, and now we're heading for the final frontier of the Carretera Austral. If Patagonia had an edge, this would be it. It should be fun. Cochrane barely makes it out of town before the gravel returns like a bad habit. Today's route hugs the edge of Patagonia's vast ice fields, so regular service will be provided. That means mountains, lakes, and views you could fall into. It's only about 230 k's to Via O'Higgins, but on this road that's pretty much a full day's ride, and with one final ferry crossing thrown in for good measure. Just out of Cochrane, the cyclist count suddenly spikes. Hundreds of kilometres of dust and gravel under your own steam. Admirable, yeah. Enjoyable? Well, I'll leave that to the masochists. Forest of the day, and it's already causing panic, at least among the local sheep. A black one makes a swift stay dry exit, while its buddies decide a bit of a morning workout is in order. 2 hours in, and I'm starting to marvel at how the road keeps changing without losing its character. It's all Austral, all the way, like a symphony played entirely on mountains and lakes. Climb with a few cheeky hairpins gets me over the top, and ultimately back down to the hamlet of Carretera, little more than a crumb on the map. The views are moody, the gravel's loose, but the ride is great. Caleta Yungay is barely a hamlet, and Puerto Yungay is little more than a glorified boat ramp. Seeing a ferry docked, my initial thought is sublime timing, until it dawns that this isn't actually my ride. Other boats leave from this port, including to Puerto Natales, a trip for people with time on their hands and a fondness for spending 41 hours sitting upright on a tiny car ferry. After a bit of a wait, my ferry finally arrives, but I can't complain, it's government funded, so in the rarest of travel miracles, completely free. Soon enough, we're gliding across the Mitchell Fjord to connect with the last stretch of the Austral. If that name doesn't sound particularly South American, it's because it isn't. It's named for James Mitchell, a Scottish navigator who somehow ended up as a surveyor in the Chilean Navy and mapped much of the area. 40 minutes pass in the blink of an eye, and I've barely had time to finish admiring the scenery before we pull into Rio Bravo. It's now about 100 k's to Via O'Higgins on the newest part of the road, not that this means any less gravel. While I still don't understand the appeal, I wave goodbye to my ferry cyclist companions and ride on under a sky that can't seem to decide whether to be threatening or poetic. After leaving the fjord, the road bumps along as it skirts a bunch of lakes and rivers on its march south. First up is the Rio Año Nuevo, or New Year River, suggesting that when it comes to names, they perhaps run out of saints and generals by this point. Pulling out of the valley, it's a set of steep, loose hairpins, giving me a flavour of what it used to be like on this route before they introduced such luxuries as graders and paving. In the valley, the rain that's been looming all day now finally arrives. Not enough to ruin the mood, but just enough to give everything a dramatic filter. Clouds relent just as I emerge from the valley. The sun returns, the gravel remains, and then it's around the foot of Lago Cisnes, with the finish line at Via O'Higgins finally in reach. O'Higgins is another name that doesn't exactly scream Hispanic heritage. The name comes from Bernardo O'Higgins, a Chilean independence hero with enough Irish blood to warrant the surname. The town was founded in the 1960s, largely for political reasons, well before the Carretera Austral made it here, to remind Argentina that this land is definitely, probably, almost certainly Chile's. And as it's the Christmas period, I'm planning to be here for a couple of days to relax. Just me, a motorcycle, and the soothing absence of jingle bells. Christmas Day in Via O'Higgins is quieter than a nun at a nightclub, so I take the opportunity to do the final 7Ks right to the official end of the Carretera Austral on the banks of Lago San Martin. Just why the road ends exactly here is unclear. Maybe they're planning to extend it, maybe they just ran out of shovels. Although the border with Argentina does run down the middle of the lake, so perhaps they were close enough to smell the steak. And here we are, the end of the road. The KTM and I are both in one piece, give or take a few rattled bolts and a butt shaped like a cobblestone. But while this is the end of the Austral, it's far from the end of the journey. Southern Chile still awaits, and then Argentina. A lot of Argentina. Now the only problem with my insistence on hitting the official end of the road is that it's by definition a dead end. There are plans, and grand ones at that, to extend the Carretera another 900 kilometers through the wilds of the Magallanes region and ultimately connect Puerto Natales to the Chilean mothership. There'll be 9 new ferry crossings, and I imagine a whole lot more gravel, but sadly it'll be decades before it's rideable. So I'm backtracking to Cochrane, one last night in Chile before crossing into Argentina. And I don't mind, the sun's out and everything looks about 40% more majestic than it did a few days ago. I'm not dodging the rain and the dust, I noticed something I missed the first time around. Waterfalls. Lots of waterfalls. One in particular, a Salto Collinao, is worth a proper stop. It's a multi-tiered cascade in a landscape that looks hand-painted.
just getting louder. It keeps my back to the wall. Fear starts taking me over, and I can't help but fall to my knees. Oh, can't you see, you won't let me be. Tears me down till I'm begging for rest. Heart so loud as it beats in my...
A thoroughly pleasant ride ultimately lands me back at the Rio Bravo ramp, and a short wait with a group of Brazilian bikers.
No, the devil's got no hold on me.
My timing's good, spirits are high, and soon we're back across the fjord and onto the gravel once more.
But the road gets harder, and I get led away, you see. Can't you see, he won't let me be. He tears me down till I'm begging for rest. Heart so loud as it beats in my chest. I can't get down, no, he can't have the best of me. No, the devil's got no hold on me. Don't give up and don't give in. You're worth more, so don't pretend. I won't let you fall away. Get back up, you've won this day. There'll be troubles all along. Don't forget to sing this song. I'll be with you, take your stand.
The mountain pass between Yungay and Puerto Alegre doesn't get old. In fact, with sunlight and visibility, it's even better the second time around. And now 100 k's of prime Austral are all that stand between me and a soft bed in Cochrane. And despite the backtrack, another helping of Austral magic, lakes, peaks and gravel that shakes your bones but fills your soul, it's a fine way to round off the year.
I can't get down, no, you can't have the best of me. No, the devil's got no hold on me. No, you can't have the best of me. No, the devil's got no hold on me.
You hold this map, I'll hold your hand. Take this love around the world. Don't mind those crows buzzing around your head. Nothing's gonna hurt your girl. I believe we're here for a while, then we die.
But all good things come to an end. My proximity to Cochrane is heralded by the return of pavement, although the fact they only made it about 7 kilometres from town before tossing in the towel feels a little half-hearted.
Let's take the Jeep along to my dad. I know just the thing to do. Don't mind the law, hard on our heels. No one's gonna come for you. I believe we're here for a while, then we die. But I believe this love is strong.
Tonight I rest in Cochrane. Tomorrow, a wild ride to Pasto, another remote crossing into Argentina, and a free passport stamp. But for now it's just enough to have had a chance to live the Austral. More gravel, inclines, pothole slalom, Guanaco, Monument Valley, straight roads, old friends, and remote border crossings.